Hello, welcome. Today I have another ink review video for you. This is a sample of 3 Oysters red wine. So we're going to go ahead and do a swatch of this and see how it looks. Alright, this is definitely a very purpley color, like a purpley red, kind of like wine would be. So the name makes sense, that's good. Trying to get a little more on here so we could do a really good test. Alright, let's write the name. Okay, that's how that looks so far. I'm going to go ahead and put this under a fan to dry. I'll be right back. Alright, I've got some copy paper here. And I always like to test the inks on copy paper because sometimes you might have a situation where you don't have access to your nicer papers. Maybe you're at school or at work and you just want to know how the ink will perform on less expensive papers. Alright. Okay, that's how it looks so far. Really pretty color. I'm going to go ahead and try this out on some HP 32. And HP 32 is also copy paper, but it's a lot smoother and it helps resist the ink a little bit. And sometimes the ink will show off its nice properties on this paper. And it's a really good in-between budget-friendly option. Alright, HP 32. And if there are any colors that you'd like to see me review, just leave a comment or a suggestion, and if I have the ink or if I can get it, then we'll do a review. There we go, that's how that looks so far. We'll give that a second to dry, and then we will test this out on some Tomoe River. And the Tomoe River paper is also a very smooth, nice paper that resists ink well. And out of the 3 that I have, this one typically performs the best. So I always like to do a swatch on this. And if these videos are helpful to you at all, or if you enjoy watching them, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. That way you won't miss out on anything. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to go check on the swatch and see how that's doing. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So here's how it looked on the copy paper. This is a really pretty purpley red, very pretty color. It performed really well on the copy paper. I don't see any feathering. And it's actually a really nice one. And this would probably be close to something work appropriate just because it's not a super bright color. So that might be an option. And then here it is on the HP 32. You can see it's a much richer color. And there's the tiniest bit of shading, it looks like, just a tiny bit. Not real prominent, and the difference in the color on the shading isn't really, I'm not really sure what I'm looking for, like not a huge difference, I guess. But it is a little bit, and it's very pretty. And then here it is with the Tomoe River, and just like with the HP 32, tiny bit of shading. And most of it you see around here, around the edges. But in some of the writing here, you can see it where the ink goes down a little heavier. So this might be one where if you wanted to see a little bit of shading, you might have to use a pen that puts down more ink. But this is a really nice color. And then here it is on the swatch. And this turned out really nice. You can see the really pretty kind of a purpley color here, and then some of the, where it gets darker, is a little bit more of like a reddy purple. And a little bit of shading here in these ribbons, and the really pretty writing. So the way it looks is really nice. So this is a good one. I'll see if I can find a link to leave down below for you. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.